Assalamu alaikum. Day 29. The child awaited on the way. The travelers moved slowly across the remote desert. Day and night they traveled some distance. When they were about halfway through their journey, they became very tired. To take a break, they headed for the town of Basra, where they could dismount from their camels. Basra was a nice town with a lot of trees. Its water was sweet and its weather was cool. They could take a break near the monastery in that town. There was an old monk living in this little monastery. This man of religion was the monk Bahira. Every day he used to climb to the roof of the monastery and observe the travelers approaching. He was carefully examining every caravan. It seemed he was waiting for an important traveler. According to the books he was reading in the monastery, in these days the last prophet must have come to this world. The Jews too were waiting for the coming of this prophet. Bahira was very curious about him. He wanted to see that beautiful man very much. Besides, the books he read said this prophet would go through this very monastery. It was time now. It would not be long before the coming of the traveler he was awaiting. That morning, again he was on top of the roof. Suddenly, his eyes lit up. It seemed he had found what he was looking for. The travelers appeared from afar. There was a white cloud above the travelers. For a long time, Monk Bahira could not take his eyes off the cloud. The cloud was moving with the travelers. It seemed it wanted to protect someone among them from the sun's burning rays. He wondered if the prophet, whose name was mentioned in the books, was among them. As the travelers approached, Monk Bahira became very excited. It was as if his heart would leap out of his chest. He observed them with great attention. As planned, the travelers took a break near the monastery. They had their camels drink some water. They were planning to eat and take some rest. Bahira rushed down from the roof of the monastery. He went to the travelers and invited them for a meal. This way, he could learn of everyone in the caravan. He was getting impatient about seeing the expected prophet. The travelers accepted the invitation and went in. While they were eating their meal, Bahira watched each one of them. But unfortunately, he could not find what he was looking for. The person who was described in the books was not among them. Sadly, he left the building. He looked towards where the camels were and couldn't believe his eyes. The cloud was still there, just like an umbrella. It was giving its shade to someone. He immediately came back and asked his guests if there was anyone else among them who had not come in for the food. The travelers answered all together, "All of us are here. There is only a child left, and he is protecting our stuff outside." Bahira said, "Please call that child to come in. I am inviting him also for the meal." Abu Talib immediately stood up and went out to bring Muhammad SAWW in. A little while later, Muhammad SAWW came into the monastery with his uncle. Who was this? Could this be the moment he had waited for so long? Monk Bahira's eyes brightened up with happiness. What he was waiting for must have been this child.